Hey, this is Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. Well, the film I'm going to talk about today is called Suburbicon. This is directed by George Clooney. But also, he co-wrote this script with Ian Cohen, Joel Cohen, and Grant Heslov. Well, this is a film about the suburbs in 1959. You know, the suburbs all white and things like that. This is 1959. This is about 5 years after the Brown versus the Board of Education was settled in the Supreme Court. So segregation and things like that, and the Korean War was almost over. A lot of things going on in the United States, but the suburbs were purely white at the time. But in 1959, the Myers, they moved to the suburbs, and white people just went nuts. They went wild. Talking about they don't want them there. They don't deserve to be there until they learn how to live with white people. Things like that. Oh, hold it. This is not a film about all of that. This is also a film about a murder. Now, behind the Myers lived the Lodges. There was Gardner, which is played by, Matt Damon. I thought his acting in this was very good. As this husband murderer in this film was very explicit. I really enjoyed it. The night of the riot, the first night of the riot, the Lodges was getting robbed, as you see in the film. Now, the people that was getting robbed or who lived in that house was Mr. Lodge, played by Matt Damon, Mrs. Lodge, and Margaret. Well, Mrs. Lodge is married to Mr. Lodge, but her twin sister, Margaret, both characters played by Julianne Moore, and they also have a son. His name is Nicky. So they were getting robbed. And the robbers, they did some awful things, and then they killed Mrs. Lodge. She died. So the film goes on to show all the circumstances that happened to them, but not only to the Lodges, but also to the Myers. Well, let me talk about this film. This is not two films in one. I love this film because this film showed that what goes on in one household has nothing to do with the other household that's next door. I like that. But also what I liked in this too was that the circumstances that happened to many of the characters in this film, for example, like when Daisy Myers went to the store, the racism came out. So like, for example, the store manager, she wanted to buy just half a gallon of milk. He wanted to charge her $20. Then he wanted to charge her $20 for bread and things like that. One thing I like about Mrs. Meyer, which is played by Kamaya Westbrook, her dignity and things like that. She didn't shout and curse and things like that. And she went on with her life, but she also showed those people that, hey, yeah, what are you doing is wrong, but it's not going to change me to act like an animal, which they were acting like in this film. But the other animals were the killers who was trying to get their money from Mr. Lodge. Now, one of the best moments in this film, too, is when Oscar Isaac, he played Roger. He was an insurance investigator. When he showed up at the door, that's a very delightful moment in this film, too. Now, what was George Clooney trying to do in this film? That's one thing I totally enjoyed about this film, that he was trying to show how humans are in their own reality. First of all, he showed the divisiveness and the horror that people can do to other people regardless of who they are. For example, the horror of white people, what they did to black people, but the horror of a family member doing to other family members, and also other criminals doing to other people. Man, you had all this going on in this film, Suburbicon. It was a lot going on, but for a Coen movie, it's supposed to be. And there were some scenes where it showed where people were very nice to each other. For example, the two young kids, the black and white kid, they did play together and they enjoyed each other. Damon's acting, like I said earlier, was very, very good. And also, the director, I thought George Clooney did a very, very excellent job in getting his point across in this film. And the writing and the script too, it just mesmerized me to sit there with my mouth open to say, wow, this is an exceptional film. I enjoyed it a great deal. I'm giving this 3 palm trees out of 4. 3 out of 4. It's a much better film than I thought it would be. And it is a much better film than what it should have been. Much better. I enjoyed Suburbicon. Why don't you go see it for yourself and let me know what you think about it. Yeah, I'll give you information to contact me, Al McGee, here at www.yeticket.com. Suburbicon, you will enjoy. Thank you.